Hi everyone, Scott Hansen here, and this is your weekly recap for Week 16. Lots to get to this week. We'll start at Soldier Field. The Bears at home to take on the Green Bay Packers. And this is the running back. A brilliant catch and run for the touchdown. The Bears win their second straight, and they do it in style.
I'm going to be honest with all of you guys. This game means nothing to me. The Green Bay Packers are essentially eliminated, as I did all the, math in my head and all the standings. We're eliminated. So for that reason, I really don't care about this game. I really don't. Okay. And not only that, we're going up against a Ravens squad who, are 11-4, and none of these teams do good against high-ranking AFC teams. I don't expect much to change today, especially with that coach trash, Coach G, man. I mean, it's been a bad season for him. I would be surprised if he's still head coach for the Green Bay Packers moving forward. 7-0 as Lamar got it going with Derrick Henry. And Mitchell right here on this first play shows he doesn't care about the season, man. He shows that. And I would be worried if I was Mitchell, because this seems like, a good excuse for the Green Bay Packers to draft a quarterback in the offseason. To draft a quarterback. There's a ton of quarterback prospects. We will obviously have a draft video soon looking at the draft prospects, because I think both these teams combined have like 6 first-round draft picks after selling Caleb Williams and Jordan Love in favor of their quarterbacks right now from the JPDL. And only one of those decisions looked like a surefire, you would do that 10 times out of 10. The Green Bay not being one of them. Congratulations, Pat. You scored a touchdown. Listen, I really don't care. I really don't care, Pat. Look, all respect. All respect. I hope you have a great game. I don't care. I really don't. Let's talk about the future for the Packers, okay? Let's talk about the future for the Packers, because there's no present. There's no present, and we low-key ruined their past. 14-7, the Ravens, blah, 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 do what they do. Look, what is the future? What are the keystones? What are the key takeaways we can take from this season as a Packers fan? You can take these things away. For a good portion of the season, or for a little part of the season in the middle of it, Mitchell looked like a semi-decent quarterback. Like, I'm talking about like an MVP level quarterback, matching Gilchrist blow for blow at one specific time. I'm not saying that was the entire season. Gilchrist single-handedly, he has 4,000 yards this season. So it's like, yeah, it's night and day. But you also got to think about this. The line was terrible. I think Mitchell threw less passes than Gilchrist overall, and I think that the line gave up 80 sacks as far as we know right now. So it could be 90 by next week, as Fitzgerald catches and goes for 25 yards. Another big thing, we had massive throws to Fitzgerald earlier on the year that just didn't happen anymore, okay? That Windsor Hills connection didn't go anymore. Could that change with the new quarterback? Maybe it could. Could Mitchell and Fitzgerald, dial up something big come season 2? We also don't know any of that stuff. So those are things we got to look out for. Getting Mark Luther involved earlier in the season, another big piece, okay? Mark definitely got going as our more reliable guy when it came to catches and when it came to 50-50 opportunities, along with Pat. So getting Mark involved, oh my God, Mitchell, that's terrible, man. How can I root for you, man, to be the starting quarterback for this Green Bay Packers team when you can't even help yourself? Help yourself. That's all I'm asking you to do. Luckily, for the Green Bay Packers, for some reason, the Baltimore Ravens do not score on that. But let's go to getting the offense involved early. Now, Mills was one of the bright spots of this season, okay, because he actually had a good amount of touches, especially in the catching game. He had 10 total touchdowns. You like to see it. I can't really, disagree with people who say Mills might have been the best Green Bay Packer this season. You could make that argument. Would I make the argument? No, because I still think Mitchell played, C+ to B- level tier football for what he was given. I mean, he got sacked 90 sometimes. Let's be real. But obviously, there is an elephant in the room here for the Green Bay Packers that needs to be addressed at some point in the season. And we're going to do it now. And we're probably going to do it next week. Oh, my God. And we're probably going to do it next week, too. Because why would we even care about next week? And that's Ethan Bigbie. That's Ethan Bigbie, flat out, man. Flat out. We needed better from you. I mean, I was making crazy draft cases. I said you were gonna rush for 1,000 and catch for 500. I thought we were gonna get some version of 1,600 yards this season. Instead, I think we may have gotten so far 1,200, maybe. Still isn't bad production. I mean, let's not get it twisted. Maybe 1,100 production. But from the running standpoint, you're only averaging like 40 rushing yards a game. You're only averaging 3.3 a carry. That's not good stats. Pat, good work, man. You're making plays here. You were a pick before Gilchrist. You were a pick before Chris. Come on, man. And honestly, if we redrafted, is Ethan Bigbie even a top 8 pick out of the 12? Is he a top 8 pick? Would Ethan be a gadget guy? That's something you got to ask yourself. Would Ethan have been drafted as a gadget guy rather than the number 1 pick? Was it all Coach G's system that just caused him to just not work? That's all stuff that we're going to have to look at in the offseason. Bring in some O-line in the offseason, probably through the draft, probably through free agency. Because O-line didn't work for the quarterback. And, there's a high probability it didn't work for Ethan Bigbie in the running back. I know y'all want me to probably commentate through this game as Mills gets absolutely cracked. I mean, this is why I'm not commentating this game, because I don't care. Look, last game, or whatever game we played Chicago, was the game that I decided I don't care anymore, because that was the game, and we lost it. And the moment we lost the game, we're out. I think that actually was the last game. So, yeah, we're done. Packers they have a lot. For a second there, it felt like, the Packers and the Chicago Bears were 1 win away. The Packers were 1 loss more than the Chicago Bears. Didn't feel like it at all. It felt like every game, every week, it felt like, the Chicago Bears were the better team every week. They had a prolific offense, prolific quarterback, wide receivers catching passes out the wazoo. I guess Ahmad was the terrible running back, but it didn't really matter at that time, as Mark gets absolutely killed and put on his head like a scorpion. It's just every week when you watch the Chicago Bears play, you said, okay, they may have lost the game, but their offense looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, their offense looked pretty damn good. I'm gonna be real. And every time that the Green Bay Packers lost a game, you said, this is the worst offense in football. This is an offense that feels like it only averages 14 points a game. This is a team that was always down. They probably were down for 80% of their games this season. So there were different takeaways when you saw a Chicago Bears loss versus when you saw a Green Bay Packers loss. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if prolific running game fixes it, getting better in the run game. I don't know if it's deep shots to Fitzgerald. I don't know if it's more intermediate games, treating Mark Luther as Puka Nacua to a certain degree, but something needs to change. And it could be the quarterback. It could just be the reads. Left-handed quarterbacks are different. Mitchell's a left-handed quarterback. Maybe we should get a right guy in there. I think we're going to see a drafted quarterback from Green Bay. I think it's ultimately going to be something where a new coach is going to come in and they're going to want their guy. And I think that's what we're going to see next season for season 2, along with, the other stuff, like the Vikings change, but y'all should know about that. If y'all don't know about that, you will eventually. We're going to see heat coming. And also the turnovers from Mitchell, they weren't good this year. Fumbles and picks, they all weren't good this year. Although, surprisingly enough, I'm pretty sure Mitchell has less interceptions than Gilchrist. That's something to just keep an eye out for, as Patrick makes a really good, astounding play as this game will finally end. 23-13 is your score. I didn't care a single bit about that game, and I don't think you guys did either. That was only like 6 minutes of football. So, what were the big takeaways? There's going to be a lot of changes in Green Bay come the end of the season. Come the end of the season, there's going to be a lot of changes, man. When you're coming up against a division like this, you need to bring your A game. Mitchell Daigle didn't do that this season, and Ethan definitely didn't, and ultimately that cost him 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 6 for 58. Ethan looks like the running back that we've seen all season, 1.8 yards a carry, 5 for 9, but sometimes he has 5 yards a carry games. Pat, You finally get on the stat sheet. Looks like you had an incentive you had to get for your contract. 7 catches, 101, and a touchdown. Good work. I mean, really, just get me out of this game. Go to the next one. It's time to forget that weak game with that weak team, man. Let's focus on the thing that really matters, and that is this Chicago Bears game taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And before I even talk about the game, look at this animation, my guy. Joe Montana's in the building. We got it like that. Look at this. Look at this quality, man. Madden26 doing great work for an absolutely important game. If you are the Chicago Bears, this game means more to you than air at this point. George Kittle bringing his team out. Should be Brock Purdy. I think that's a little cause for question, but hey, man, not my quarterback. At least that's the one thing I can say is my quarterback led the charge. Anyway, looking at San Francisco, they are the leaders of their own division, while the Bears are, fighting for a playoff spot, fighting for that 7th seed. I'm pretty sure they are the 8th seed at the current moment, 8-7. They have the Lions and the Vikings to worry about. San Francisco, they want to lock up the division title, and they can do that with a win here today. So this is going to ultimately be a big game. Playing away is the Chicago Bears. But look at that. They start off with a turnover, a really huge turnover, really, allows them to really put their emphasis on this game, as Ahmad Montague not putting his emphasis on the game early. He loses 2 yards on the play. Gilchrist, finally, play action pass. It's going. Chris Diaz runs for 10, 20, 30. I'm going to say 23 yards. Yep, 23 yards it is for number 21, Chris Diaz. If he gets going, this game can be very, very dangerous. 1st and 10. It's going to be a quick throw. Mikel on the outside goes nowhere to the 40-yard line. Only a gain of 1 yard. And then Ahmad Montague running with the football. He's going to actually pick up 4 yards on the play, forcing a 3rd and 5. If we can get 3rd and 5s or less, this offense is going to get going. Gilchrist looking, throwing a pass. It's going to be caught. And fumble! It's going to be picked up. I don't think it was a fumble, though. If I'm being honest, I need to see the review. Fred Warner, good work. But I don't see it. I need to see it, because as much as I want to say that's a fumble, Mikel, he doesn't get that many touches. He could have easily fumbled the football. It just didn't feel right to me. Yep, that arm right there, that right arm, I think it comes down before. Oh, yeah, that's clear, man. Why are we even wasting our time anymore? This was clear and obvious. The Chicago Bears are going to review it, as they should. And I think this is going to come back. I think this is ultimately going to come back in the Bears' favor. As you can see in the slow-mo, Fred Warner, good work. He got a free lick. But, that's a catch for the yards it's supposed to be. And, yep, they got it right. 1st and 10 is now the down on the play. In a pistol formation, Colston Loveland, Ahmad Montague, they're going to run it with Ahmad to the outside. He's going to try to break it. He's going to go for 2 yards. That ain't going to get it done, Ahmad. That's not going to get it done. And on 3rd and 9 now, 7 minutes on the clock at the 30-yard line. Gilchrist going to throw a deep bomb to Chris Diaz. Oh, my God. He actually caught that on 2 receivers. It's 2v1 for number 2-1. I cannot believe it. I can't believe that. Did he even get in bounds, man? Should we check that too? Should we check that dot? Wow. And I think he gets the knee down. I think he gets 1 knee down. And 1 knee counts as 2. He gets 2 feet down and a knee down. Let's actually put some respect on Chris's name, but it doesn't matter. Brock Purdy comes out, does what Brock Purdy's supposed to do, gets 7 points on the board. And now we got to start from square one. Gilchrist throwing the ball. It's going to be knocked out of his hands. Mikel is being worked up by Fred Warner. And then right here, a screenplay. He has to go to the outside, bounces around, get 10 yards, 15 yards before ultimately getting hit. But that's good. I want to see Mikel get yards. I want to see Mikel get more touches, ultimately more touches than Ahmad Montague. Good throw down the middle. It is Chris. And oh my God, this is going to be a Chris game. This is going to be a Chris game. He already has 3 catches for what I want to say is 60, 70 yards already. So he's going to go crazy on the run. Gilchrist throwing on the run. It's going to be caught. I want to say that was James McCaskey on the play, although it was a little too quick to really tell. Ahmad Montague tries to run, doesn't get yards as normal, and that goes to the second quarter where we switch sides. Gilchrist looking, throwing on the run. It's Chris for touchdown number 2 for that wide receiver. Oh my God, New York 67ers wide receiver Chris Diaz does it for Chicago. That's 2 touchdowns on the day. And as much as I like this pass, if that defender turns his head around, 53, turn your head around, that's a pick, man. I'm blaming you for it. I'm blaming you for it no matter what. 14-7. The 49ers don't do anything, and Mikel, he takes advantage, getting 13, fumble, but they pick it up anyway. He took advantage, getting 13 yards on the play. Mikel, I like to see this. Let's get Mikel the rock, man. Get him more touches. Gilchrist throwing down the middle. It is caught. James Ball running with it to the 45. That'll be a gain of around 20-something. Love when James Ball gets touches. You already know that. Pause. And then Gilchrist looking, throwing. Pick! Warner! Warner's been absolutely taking Mikel's lunch money. And he does it again right here with a pick on the flat route. Why are we throwing that, Gilchrist? We cannot have turnovers. That is easily avoidable. Instead, Warner makes the play and just puts, this game on its head, makes it a 14-14 ball game when you could have easily made it 21-7 in a crucial game like this away, man. No drop back is Gilchrist. He throws, oh my God, Chris is coming to play, man. 1st and 10, 6 minutes left in the second quarter. James McCaskey getting what I believe is his second touch. And, I like to see James McCaskey get involved early, but he is a microwave, as he has mentioned. He will be able to get hot at any point in the game. Right there, you see Ahmad breaking some tackles, getting there. 2nd and 10, Gilchrist throwing on the run. It is Mikel getting another catch. We're seeing a heavy dose of Mikel in the passing game today, and that might be what gets it done, man. I'm gonna be honest. Right here, quick throw, RPO play to James Ball, gets 12 yards on that, 87, doing work. And if we can get 7 points here, if we can get 7, Ahmad Montague running, he's gonna get there to the outside 7 for number 0. Oh my God, Ahmad getting long run touchdowns. I don't even think Ethan's had that long of a running touchdown before. Maybe I'm lying. He's had a long passing touchdown or catching touchdown, but he hasn't had a long rushing touchdown to my memory. I believe that was a 25-yarder. 21-21. Why does this matter, man? Why even celebrate a touchdown anymore, man? Why even celebrate? 48 seconds left on the clock before the 2-minute warning, and they're going to try to hurry up and make something happen, get 3 points before the halftime hits. Right there, finding James Ball. He goes to the outside. Oh, no, that was James McCaskey, I want to say. I thought James Ball's the one with orange shoes, but I think they both might have it. Mikel, oh my God, man. That burst of speed getting to the out of bounds. That's what you like to see from a player with high IQ like Mikel. And then Chris Diaz gets a pass inbounds on a slant route, picks up the first down, and then Gilchrist throwing another one, this time to Mike Thomas. Why we're getting Mike Thomas touches, I don't know. 20 seconds left in the second quarter. Gilchrist throwing on the run. It's going to be caught. It is James McCaskey. He's fighting to the 15, the 13. They have timeouts. They have no timeouts. We're going to have to spike it. 255 yards in the first half for Gil. Spike the ball. We're going to spike it. Yep, spike it. And there we go. We're going to probably take 3 on that play. Take 3. 24-21. Third quarter. San Fran get the ball. They do nothing with it. And now Gilchrist on the run, the 30, to the 40, to the 50. He has a chance. Break. Come on, James. James, if you make that block, that's crib. That's Robert Griffin's 70-yard touchdown. Instead, Gilchrist wants to do it again. Yo, Gilchrist, when he has a head of steam, he is a monster. 24-21 is the score. 27-yard line. Here we go. Ahmad Montague getting another run. He's going to go and, oh my God, but he's going to go and get 6 yards. 3rd and 4. Chris Diaz in motion. Can we get something here? Can we get something? Chris wide open. Instead, we're going to go to Mike Thomas. He's going to go, but there's a flag on the play. I don't know. Mike Thomas, I could see it being an offensive pass interference. Pass interference on the defense. That's going to be a touchdown for Mike Thomas. 31-20. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Why even celebrate? Christian McCaffrey, congratulations. You had a 62-yard touchdown run. I just can't congratulate people anymore. I can't congratulate a touchdown. Good work, Gilchrist. Good ideas. And he's just not going to get touched and easily pick up the first. Come on, defense. Play a little bit harder, man. Let's play like you want the division title. Gilchrist running again. So he's called his number basically 4 times in this quarter. Third quarter, that is. 4 minutes left in it. Gil looking small, drop back, quick throw. It is Chris Diaz. He's going to block off 1 tackle, but going to get hit by another. And that's 8 catches for 100 and something yards today already. Yeah, I was majorly wrong about Chris. I was majorly wrong about Chris. I thought he wasn't going to work under this scheme. I thought it was going to be a real heavy run and, power eye formations type of stuff. Instead, Chris making good plays as a playmaker, as Gilchrist gets sacked, 3rd and 9. And, you know, I want to see something good. I want to see a good call here. It wasn't a screen, unfortunately. Instead, it was a throw to Chris. Gets another catch, but it only goes 5 yards. Gets closer to that field goal range as they do take one. But, oh, this is going to be a scoring masterclass. 35-34 is the score. I can't take a break when I'm commentating a quick, fast-paced, heavy offensive game like this. Ahmad Montague, he gets a run for around 6 yards. 3rd and 3. I want to say this is crucial at this point. Heat is coming, and they're not going to get it. It's 4th and 1. Chris, 10 catches, 107 yards. He's averaging 10.7 a catch. Oh, my God. They almost did something crazy. They almost had a touchdown, and instead, Chicago Bears defense comes up clutch. 2 minutes to go in this game. Gilchrist, you got to think. You need this, man. You need this more than you need air. 3rd and 10 at the 19-yard line. Gilchrist throwing a lofty pass. It's going to be not caught, man. 4th and 10 at the 19. We need it, Gil. What do you got for me when the game is on the line? What do you have? It's a quick play action. He's going to throw it deep. Is this going to be a catch by Mike Thomas? He does. Not? What? Mike, you had it in your hand, man. You had 2 hands on the ball. Let me see it again. 2 hands again, and drops it. Nah, I'm blaming Mike on that. Why are we even going to Mike? Why is that the read? Come on, Healy, we got to do better. 18 rushes for 148 is Christian McCaffrey today. Stop him to 3. We have an extra timeout if we're Chicago. We got to make something shake. Here we go. Purdy goes to the outside, and Brandon Ayuk with a massive spin move, and that's all the timeouts. So if you stop him here, you have the chance at the ball. If they get a first down, it's over. It's over for your squad. So what do? Brock Purdy. What does Brock Purdy do? He throws it down the middle. Touchdown! It's going to be a touchdown by Christian Watson, newly acquired, San Francisco 49er. But was that a smart touchdown? Was that a smart touchdown? Do we want 7 on that play, or would we rather have just gotten the first down, kneeled it out, and gone to the end of the game? Instead, we're going to give Gilchrist a chance to make something happen with 1:30. I would be scared if I'm San Francisco. 2nd and 2. This is going to be hurry up all game from here on out. Gilchrist making some adjustments. 2nd and 2. Can we get something here? Can we get a good throw? Instead, Gilchrist running, throwing. It's going to be a catch by James Ball on the outside. Stops the clock and gives opportunity. Chicago Bears, another James Ball play. Gets 5 yards, but the clock will still move. Gilchrist hurrying up. He's not going to do any spikes. Instead, he's going to call an actual play. 1 minute left on the clock. Gilchrist, play action pass. What does he see? Throwing it to the side. It's picked. Gil in the clutch throws an interception, a costly one, to the defense. Renardo can't be getting picks. What are we doing? And right there, Gil, this is something you're going to want back, because Chris is wide open on the play. Can't be a bullet pass, man. It has to be a lofty-dofty, and that's the game. 34-42 is your score. 11-5 San Fran, which means they clutch their division, clench it. But I don't think they have the 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken. I think that belongs to the Eagles right now. As for the Bears, a loss like this is going to hurt your mentality and your wanting to be a playoff team, because you were there. You were right there at being a playoff team. And this win could have really been a big statement win for you guys. And instead, you're probably going to be the 8th, the 9th seed with no shot. And you're going to look like the Packers at the end of the day. You're going to be home just like the Packers are home. Gil with 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So kind of a weird game. 336 yards obviously looks good for the stats. Ahmad 14 for 37. His normal 2.6 and a touchdown. And Gilchrist 5 for 79. So he was running efficiently. Mikel 1 for 11. Wish we could have seen more running opportunity, but we did see passing opportunity from Mikel, 5 for 41. But the main guy, Chris Diaz, 10 for 107 and 2 touchdowns, all in the first half. James Ball kind of got it going late, 5 for 72. James McCaskey sprinkled in 5 for 70 along the way. And then, Ahmad got 2 catches for some yards. So that ends this week, and then looking at next week, big games, okay? Green Bay takes on the Minnesota Vikings, 9-7, right? And then you look at this next game, you have the Bears taking on the Lions. Now, the Lions and the Vikings are both 9-7, and the Bears are 8-8. Let's see why this is crucial, okay? So you already know 8-8 is the cutoff, to really be a playoff team. But let's look at this Minnesota Vikings team. They're 9-7. Detroit is also 9-7, and the Chicago Bears are 8-8. Green Bay, you are eliminated. Why this is important is because Green Bay plays the Vikings, right? Let's just say Green Bay wins that game. Vikings are now 9-8. Let's say the Bears win their game against the Lions. They're all 9-8 at this point, right? So you got the 9-8 Vikings, 9-8 Lions, and 9-8 Bears. This is what's crucial. The division. They all have the same number of division wins. So if the Vikings and the Lions lose, they'll be 3-3 in the division, and the Bears will be 4-2, meaning the Bears will be the team that wins the division, and they automatically go to the playoffs. So it's a crucial week next week. Looking at Gill, he ran away with it. He's the rookie of the year by far, in my opinion. He probably will be. But like I said, this next game matters, because if you win and the Green Bay Packers somehow pull it off, then you guys end up being the division leaders. Ahmad didn't have the season he wanted, and Ethan kind of got it going later. But obviously they expect better from all their running backs. And then Chris already hitting 1,000 with one more game to go on 83 catches and 10 receiving touchdowns. He is clearly the wide receiver one, in my opinion, over Fitzgerald. And I'm going to say it, over James Ball as it stays right now. 969 for James on 76 catches and 7 touchdowns. Mark Luther, 817. You would not have thought after 5 weeks Mark Luther would have 817 going into the final week of the season, but that's how it shaped up. James McCaskey, 1,042. You're a close second, but, he had 96 catches too, so he's no slump. But I'm going to give Chris the edge because Chris had the touchdowns. Pat got a lot going this last game. Hopefully he continues that next game. And then as for the Gadget guys, 71 touches for Mikel on 579, 93 touches for Nick on 663, and 10 total touchdowns. So Gadget guys also got some pretty good work this week.